Hello, and welcome to Iacon Underground Radio for the week of June 5th, 2019. I'm Jen.
I'm David.
And this week's episode is brought to you by allergies, so I apologize for any. I'm sure David is going to do his best to edit out as many coughs and sniffles as he can,
Yes.
but yeah, we're having
As usual, you probably won't hear any sniffles, but stuff's there, throats are unhappy, ears are clogged.
It's not great.
No.
So, we've got a variety of news this week. We've got some toy stuff, some comic stuff, some creators doing non-Transformers things, and then we've got some comics to talk about.
Yes, because we missed a week because stuff got busy.
Allergies, general burnout, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
well,
that too.
If you follow my Twitter, you may see that my burnout may be improving, and that's all I'll say. And if you're not following my Twitter, it's Record Jen. So yes, I should be having more time for this whole Iacon Underground project. But as far as toy news goes, I think we did actually touch on the Siege Firestorm pack previously.
Yeah, I think the G2 Sideswipe
pictures.
did come up, but yeah.
Yeah, so...
Looks neat. I didn't get that mold already, so I'll probably pick that one up.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten that mold yet because I was waiting for this one. So, because he's the only version of Sideswipe that matters.
Yeah.
There is also Red Wing, who is everybody's favorite, possibly miscolored background character.
He's second or third favorite. Acid Storm is everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Of course, Acid Storm has also been in an actual cartoon now.
Yes.
With lines.
Yes, Acid Storm has gotten to be gender fluid through either editorial confusion or some other reason, but A+ on that. It's a thing. Is that the Thundercracker face or is that the Starscream face? Because honestly,
it's the Thundercracker face, but it has the smirk, so it should be the Starscream face. I don't know. I haven't seen any of them yet. I'll probably have to order online at some point soon to get my Starscream because I want these Seekers, even though they're covered with Greeblies. They're Tetrajets, and even though their canopy and turbine boobs are on the aft end of the jet, it still looks pretty good.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that sex toy before. online.
No.
But yeah, I on a previous episode, I think I managed to talk myself into Thundercracker. I'm sure maybe Trent Troop can get us a little coffee mug and a little dog for him. But
I know he's already at least made one doggy, although I think that was a Green Lantern corgi or something, or Blue Lantern or one of them things.
Well, there you go.
So he has dogs to work from.
But yes, this will be another online exclusive, so you won't be finding this one at Walmart. I did actually see the Siege Ultra Magnus in stores personally recently, as well as I once again cited the Galaxy Force inspired Prime. And I personally have gotten a hold of my little rescue boys, so I'm very happy. I have rescue boys now. Even though, and again, if you look at my Twitter, I made a comment in our Discord chat about how I was pretty sure Red Heat was a made-up 80s movie, and Rob pointed out that it was actually a real 80s movie, and it was in fact exactly what I would have said the made-up 80s movie was.
Yeah, well, the problem was like Red Heat came out, and there's also a movie called Heat, and there's also Dead Heat. There was... Heat was the title of a bunch of really similar action movies for the span of like 3 years.
Well, and also there was the whole Red thing. There was Red Dawn and, Hunt for Red October, which is more 90s, I think.
It's like Red Scorpion?
Yes.
Maybe? Yeah, Red October was later.
Yes. Also, there was that, he informed us that Nothing's Gonna Stand in Our Way was a cover. Which
is mind-blowing. I mean, I knew some of the songs had been were pre-existing. Well, of course, the Weird Al song and Energy's song, I think they re-recorded for it. Mm-hmm. But this song existed previously for a movie with, the Exorcist woman or girl. It was weird.
Yes, Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Well, she was definitely a woman at that point.
Well, according to the cover art we saw, yes. But I think that was airbrushing paint job. It's just the song we got in Transformers as a cover. It's like life has been a lie.
Yes, that's exactly how I felt. Like I said, the look on my face was basically why reaction videos are a thing. So I definitely suggest looking that up. As far as actual new news, back to that one more toy-related item. Cyberverse Cheetor, he just comes with the ship. Just like a big old battleship.
Oh,
why?
Does he come with the ship? I thought somebody else was coming with the ship. I had completely forgotten that there was the preview animation of the next season where Cheetor is going to be in. Mm-hmm. And in all the toys we'd seen previously, Cheetor wasn't there, but that Cheetor is getting a toy and he can combine with Battleship. It's like he's a anime Battleship girl now. It's.
But cats
I'm going
hate
to buy
water.
a bunch of these toys because they're ridiculous.
David, cats hate water.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it probably is the thing that comes with him because the head that comes out, it does look like Cheetor's head, but different than the Cheetor head that he has without the boat.
Yeah, and there's the whole...
Not all cats hate water. I don't know if cheetahs hate water. Like leopards don't have much of a problem with it, but...
Well, maybe he does not mind water. Also, this is I realize they've thrown, scale between the toys has always been, a point of contention / humor. But he's Cheetor, and he's a cheetah, and he wears a battleship for armor, but I suppose that still doesn't match the picture we got from Toy Fair of Optimus Prime towing the goddamn Ark on the back of his trailer.
Well, the Ark, you could always pretend, it's a little itty-bitty scout ship, but it's designed to look like the Ark, so that has massive confusion in our head.
It's got windows.
Yeah. And this little battleship is weird. Adorable.
So yes, weird. This is their the whole Spark Armor thing has apparently decided to just take the whole scale thing and just, I don't know, either use it for maximum humor or ignore it entirely or ignore it to the point where it's maximum humor. So yeah, there's pictures of Cheetor. He looks like a Cyberverse Cheetor. He's, a fairly simplified Transformers toy who is Cheetor. The end. That's about all there is to it. But also he comes with a battleship that he can wear. We have a release date. I don't know if we had a release date specifically previously. I know we had a release month of June for the Transformers Ghostbusters crossover, but it is definitely going to be in stores on June 26th. I'm sure we will probably end up talking about it in a couple weeks. So that is something to look forward to. You had a comment about the teaser art.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a big comment. It's just some of the lighting shading was a little weird. Mm-hmm. It was very uniform shading, like the chrome reflection on the Ectotron was just lacking in heavy shadows. It was really uniform. Not that it was bad. It was still more interesting than a lot of the art in the current ongoing Transformers comic. Uh-huh.
But also, additionally, I would like to point out that his head is extremely small.
Yeah, well, it's also very toyetic, but not quite as toyetic as the current comic.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think, because I don't actually have that toy. I assume the front halves of Ecto-1 are his shoulders, I guess.
It seems to be the case, yeah. Transformers creators moving on to other projects. We have actually just gotten an announcement that Margaret Scott is going to be writing for the Magic the Gathering show, that was just announced for Netflix. That is fairly exciting.
We're getting...
Yeah. Yes.
That's exciting, but we're getting a Magic the Gathering. Is it going to be animated, I guess?
It says anime series.
Okay.
It also says that the Russo brothers are involved.
What? Oh yeah, they're the guys from the Avengers movies.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's going to be, maybe from the same sort of along the lines of the Castlevania show, which they did, which was very anime while I believe being American produced.
Yeah,
also,
it was written by, was it written by Warren Ellis, or it was written by some big name comic book guy.
Also, excellent use of Peter Stormare, as I have mentioned.
I still need to watch the second season. It's good, but the problem is, what the fuck even is the story of Magic the Gathering? It has a story? It seems like a really weird choice to make a show out of, because it's like making a show out of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards to me. It's like half of them have nothing to do with each other. They're just random places and things and some characters, but not many. Because I don't know shit about Magic.
Are you familiar with the phenomenon that is the Yu-Gi-Oh anime?
Yes, but that's about characters playing the game, not about the game itself as the world.
Fair. That's fair.
It just seems like out of all the things, I guess Magic the Gathering is the most popular Wizards of the Coast thing, as opposed to making a new D&D cartoon, which I would frickin' love, which
that would be
only
amazing.
Recently ended in a foreign car commercial. The fuck. That was weird and awesome.
I still need to watch that.
It's only 3 minutes long, but it looks great.
There have been Magic the Gathering novels around, forever.
I know there have been novels, there have probably been comic book series, but it just seems, as an outsider who doesn't know that much about the game, other than trying to figure out how to play it once and not understanding it at all,
mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to have a core story that's visible. Unless you're taking it from the books.
I mean, it seems to primarily come from that,
Dungeons and Dragons and things.
Ephemera. It seems to primarily come from, the flavor text. I mean, I assume that it's more it comes from the company's story Bible that is then used in the flavor text versus, the flavor text defining the story. But I think that, I know that there are characters related to it because I've seen, there's been merchandise of them. I played it for a little bit, but anytime anything requires lots of blind packs for me, I don't do blind packs.
It's a money sink. It can be entertaining, but it's a money sink. I played Yu-Gi-Oh for a while and stuff,
but I could see it being one of those things Warhammer 40k is for me, where the lore is interesting enough, but the game itself is maybe not something I want to spend my hard-earned money on. But the lore is still pretty cool.
What I do know, they have characters, icons or something. They have notable characters that relate to cards and worlds and situations, and it seems to me the closest thing I can relate it to is making a series out of most fighting games. Each character has their own story, but they contradict each other because somebody has to win, not everybody.
Yeah. Well, speaking
of
a
Street Fighter cartoon.
Speaking of fiction based on games.
Yes.
Out of left field, we have James Roberts, kind of not what anyone I think was expecting announcement that he's working on I think it's a limited series, but he's doing a comic for Starcadia Quest.
I think it was 3 or 4 issues. I think it was supposed to be like really short.
Which I wonder, I'm like scrolling through, so this is a board game that was done through Kickstarter. And I'm scrolling through and I'm trying to get to the point where it says whether like a comic book written by James Roberts was one of the stretch goals, because
I can't imagine, because this is the first we've heard of it, unless it went over our heads. Well, because like a while ago he said he was writing something. Presumably it's this. It just wasn't told that this was that. It got through IDW, so presumably the game company contacted IDW. It was like, oh, could we make a comic? We made a lot of money on our Kickstarter. Could we have a comic? Do you have anybody who could write it? James Roberts doesn't have anything to write now.
This is definitely not the Legion of Superheroes 5 boot or 6 boot that I was hoping for. But
no, not yet.
I'll probably still read it.
It's a bridge between. Well, yeah, because it's like Starcadia Quest: 6 teenage runaways versus an increasingly ridiculous universe. Oh, it's just the Lost Light with children.
Yeah, it does sound like it's more of the silly bits of Lost Light without, the body horror or existential angst.
Presumably, hopefully.
I liked the body horror and existential angst. That's like my entire novel that I wrote. It's the body horror and existential angst. So yeah, that's definitely worth picking up, maybe? If that's something that you think if you're jonesing for some James Roberts hard enough to go for something totally left field. So that is the comic news we have right now. The one last thing, there were announcements for covers, I guess, because they do like a dozen covers for every issue. But there are covers for issue 12 of the current ongoing, one by Alex Milne, and Kei Zama is gonna do one. So.
Oh, right, the confusion with that. I forgot about that.
Though, yes, there was something in the solicitation that made it look like Kei Zama was doing the interior art, which is not the case.
No, it was weird, because like, it had been solicited that, like, well, probably because, like, somebody filed out the forms, like, Milne is doing a cover, Kei Zama is doing another cover, and they just didn't include the artist for the interiors. Mm-hmm. They listed Kei Zama as the interiors, and instead of IDW telling, oh, we made a mistake, that's not what happened, Kei Zama had to go on Twitter and say, no, I'm not doing the interiors.
Well, I mean, the mistake might have been made by Diamond. It might have just been a typo or something in Diamond's previous layout.
That should have been like IDW, like, call Diamond, fix that. Instead, the artist himself had to tell people, no, that's not what's happening.
It was kind of awkward, especially since, like, English is not her primary language, so she's got to, also deal with this language difference, so it's not great. It's not great, but that is what the situation is. Maybe they don't know who's doing the interiors yet, because that's where we're at with this stuff.
Could be TBD. Editorial at IDW might be having issues.
Yeah. So, speaking of, I guess first we can, there's not even any point in covering 6 or covering 5 and 6 together, because they're not part of the same story, really. No,
they're not. Like, 'cause 5 is basically the end of the first 5-issue arc.
Right.
Spoilers, Rubble dies, apparently.
Seemingly. Now, again, going back to James Roberts, I feel like I've been trained at this point. Like, I don't assume a character is dead unless it's made extremely explicit that they are dead. But it does kind of seem like they killed him, which is really... Did I mention the thing before about people complaining about prologues that are about a point of view character who then dies at the end of the prologue, and then the book is about someone entirely else, so you feel like you've made this emotional investment in a character who then is not even around. But this is 5 issues, which is way worse than a prologue.
Yeah, I don't have the problem of that, because it wasn't the only focus character. Well, it was kind of the main character, but not really. But
I mean, that was what the title was referring to, was the world in your eyes. So it was about Cybertron from his perspective.
Yeah, it's... Which is kind of a shame, because this actually is it should have started with this issue, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting. Prowl has a pet pterodon that's adorable.
It's pretty cute. I don't know if I see Prowl having a pet anything, but it's pretty cute.
No, it's a very different Prowl, but it was interesting anyway. We actually get to see the alien sector of Cybertron.
Which is pretty cool.
Hey, that's something that maybe should have been introduced at the beginning, instead of waiting till now. Get to see the freaking monkeys again. Who are being killed by Quake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, time for being killed by Quake, time for Bumblebee going to join the Ascenticons, and that's, not even worth remembering, honestly, because that's not even really that interesting. It was nice to see Soundwave,
but otherwise... The problem with this issue, issue 5, it wasn't entirely bad. The problem is, it's issue 5 instead of, issue 2.
Yeah, this would have been an acceptable way. The last 5 issues could have been condensed into 2 issues, and this would be okay.
Yeah.
But...
that would be better pacing, because nothing really happens anyway. So that's issue 5. Issue 6, it's an entirely different story in the past.
One of our friends, and I guess I could go look it up, but I'm lazy right now. It has been suggested that this would have made a good issue 0. Issue 6 would have been a good issue 0.
Nothing really happens that's that impressive. It's Optimus, or Orion Pax, and Megatron in the past. Well, Optimus is talking to someone who's embedded in the wall, like the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yes, Codexia, who is basically Cybertron's Three-Eyed Raven.
And this is setting detail, when they started the moon, when these guys were young, it was an archivist and a miner talking, a build-up of their relationship and kind of the end of their relationship, because Megatron wanted to go skydiving off of the orbital elevator.
He just wanted to do that once for fun. You make it sound like he wanted to make that his new occupation. Which, you go, Megatron, but...
And there is one panel where we get actual evil Megatron face. Where Prime accuses him of being mad. It's this is not what madness looks like. And he has a mad face on in that panel. So, yeah, you're right. I don't like issue 0s as they are, but this kind of would fit in that mold. It's issue 0 should be an issue that's not really important, but it gives you a feeling of the setting. It sets up things. That's kind of what this is.
Anytime anyone accuses me of being crazy, I absolutely respond with the craziest face possible. So maybe it's Megatron.
Well, yeah, I'd probably do that too.
Though,
but
also...
the art is impressive.
Yes.
More than, except for Sarah Petrie de Rocher did a few pages, but
that's
this
what
whole
I was going
issue
to railroad us into.
What was the name?
Beth McGuire Smith.
Yeah, it's. I don't think we've seen her before. At least I don't remember. It's real good. It's reminiscent of some previous artists whose names elude me right now. It's a little bit like Sarah's, but not.
Yeah. Right. I heard a comparison to Sarah Stone, not in a trying to ape her style sense, but in that same sort of, it's simplified to a good, smoothed out a bit, I would say, to a pleasing degree, and everyone is just very expressive. I mean, even Optimus Prime, having a faceplate, sometimes people are bad at making him express himself. I mean, not Alex Milne. Alex Milne made Whirl expressive, but yeah.
This actually manages to make Prime express in profile.
Yes.
Which is a task. With a lot of good eye work. Yeah, it is very... the shading is a lot like Sarah Stone.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad issue. It's not a necessary issue, really, because it's Optimus and Megatron all over again.
Yeah.
But it was more interesting than the previous 5 issues.
I feel like with this issue, we're at least approaching, like, something approaching the quality of previous storytelling. But yeah, once again, I do think it did remind me a little bit of some of John Barber's more like character-centered work, like individual character-centered work, and he was good. He was, I feel like James Roberts is sort of like the Grant Morrison of Transformers stories, where he's in sort of this like league of his own crazy, ridiculous nonsense. And I mean that in a good way.
Overthought out, well-planned stuff.
But this is more...
Or he's just really good at faking, like, stuff he accidentally wrote like 30 issues ago he brings back.
Yes. But this is more at that level of being, like, a reasonable level of good. Not, like, absolutely amazing. But I thought this was good. I thought this was well done. But yeah, I agree that it doesn't necessarily need to be an entire issue of a 12-issue run. It could have been a bonus issue.
Yeah, it could have been an annual.
Yeah. Yeah, would have made a good annual.
It's so weird to be so disconnected from an ongoing Transformers comic. Granted, I never actually read Dreamwave, so...
Oh, man.
It could have been worse.
Let me tell you. I mean,
don't tell me. I've heard the bad things.
I mean, I did have a point with the IDW stuff, somewhere around, I forget the name of it, the one where the Predacons are in China. It had some clever name that I remembered until apparently right now I'm blanking on it. But, until around then I ended up, like, I would get my Wednesday comics, I'd get a stack of comics, and then I'd go through and read them in order of how excited I was by them. And Transformers would end up on the bottom, and sometimes not even. International Incident, that's what it was. Oh. But it would sometimes end up, like, not even getting read, and then I would still be buying it out of inertia. Like, I'm pretty sure I got rid of all of my non-Marvel Transformers comics when I moved. Because, I can get them in collections. I didn't need to, that was another, like, 2 long boxes, because I had, like, all the Dreamwave stuff, all the IDW stuff. But, like, I owned all of All Hail Megatron and have never read All Hail Megatron, and now I own it as a PDF, and I still haven't read it. I guess I could do that with some of my newfound free time. But, yeah, that's... Yeah, it's not fun being that disconnected. I do feel like we were very spoiled by the last few years of IDW, yes. And I feel like this is more like back to average. It's back to adequate. But I did actually genuinely think this issue was pretty decent. I think it was... Yeah. Like I said, it was a higher level of adequate than it has been so far.
Yeah, it was like a B-, whereas compared to it's been like a D+.
Yes. I think that works very well. But I do really like this artist, and I hope we get to see more of her stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are with the comics. It would be kind of cool if maybe at this point, the writer was sort of catching on to how comics work as a medium. And if the rest of this 12-issue series was, like, it takes someone time to learn a new medium like this, so maybe Brian Ruckley, like, is getting it figured out, and he's got his legs under him, and maybe the last, I guess, 5 issues, because it's 7 through 12, or 6 issues, because it's 7 through 12, maybe the last few issues are going to be great. You're like, no, they won't.
No.
Well, maybe...
I don't think they can be. They could be as good as this issue. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine them, like, going up a lot more than that.
They can achieve a higher level of adequacy.
Yes.
But I will remain kind of salty that they made us follow the adventures of this child just to have him probably killed off. So I'm a little salty about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is comics for this week. Doesn't look like there will be another one for another week or two, so that will maybe give us time for our voices to recover. And hopefully nice. with my less grueling schedule coming up, I will be able to get our schedules aligned better to record episodes on a more consistently bi-weekly basis. Thumbs up. Hopes and prayers. So yeah, until then, I think we can call it an episode here. So this has been Jen.
And David's dying voice.
Iacon Underground Radio is hosted by iaconunderground.net. We are listener-supported through Patreon, where you can help us cover the cost of running this show and our other podcast, Stasis Pod, at patreon.com/iaconunderground. We are on Twitter at IaconUG, Tumblr at iaconunderground.tumblr.com, and Facebook at facebook.com/iaconunderground.